Hi, I'm Nathan, 31, and my girlfriend texted me. Just a heads up. I told everyone we're taking a break. While I was giving a presentation that could literally make or break my quarter. It was Thursday, 2:17 p.m., when my phone buzzed in the middle of my pitch. Couldn't check it. I was standing in front of 3 execs from a logistics firm who could decide whether or not I hit my Q4 bonus. By 3:30 p.m., I was free. Headed to the hallway, popped open my messages, and there it was. Hey, just a heads up. I told my family and friends we're taking a break. Didn't want you blindsided if people ask. LOL. We can talk about it when you're back Sunday. Sister's wedding is Saturday, so gonna be crazy busy anyway. I read it again. Then a third time. She told everyone we were taking a break. Past tense. No discussion. Just dropped it like a PR memo. While I was 900 miles away. My response? Thanks for letting me know. That was it. Then I sat in the hotel bar for 2 hours with a glass of whiskey I wasn't even tasting. We'd been together 2 years. She'd been living in my apartment for over a year. Gradually moved in, started with a toothbrush, ended with a jungle of skincare, candles, and 15 throw pillows that made sitting on the couch a logistical nightmare. But she wasn't on the lease. Never paid rent directly. And suddenly that fact felt important. I opened my laptop. Logged into Facebook. Changed my relationship status from in a relationship to single. No post. No drama. Just flip the switch. Let the algorithm do its thing. Then I Googled. Is my girlfriend a tenant if she's not on the lease? Short answer, nope. Not if she isn't on the lease and isn't paying rent directly. She's a guest. And guests can be uninvited. I called my landlord the next morning. Explained the situation. His exact words. If she's not on the lease and not paying me rent, she's not a tenant. Tell her to leave. If she refuses? That's trespassing. Get it in writing. Cover your ass. By Saturday, I flew back. She wasn't home. Probably knee-deep in wedding chaos. I spent 4 hours packing her things. Folded, boxed, labeled. Neat stacks in the living room. Her ridiculous candle collection. Her 5-step shampoo system. Her just for vibes diffuser. All of it. Then I called a locksmith. $190 later, the locks were changed. At 8:43 p.m., she came home. Key didn't work. Cue the scraping. Then the pounding. Hey! My key is broken or something? I opened the door, chain still on. You told everyone we were taking a break. I'm making it permanent. The look on her face. Like I'd spoken in ancient Greek. Wait, what? I didn't mean break up. I meant like a break. Just time apart to figure things out. Cool. I figured things out. We're done. She flipped. Called me dramatic. Said I was overreacting. That I was. Throwing away 2 years over nothing. Nothing? You broadcasted to your friends, your family, the entire wedding guest list that we were on a break, without ever talking to me first. I just followed through on the story you told. And then? Well, that was just the beginning. She stood there, barefoot on the welcome mat, blinking like her contact lenses were malfunctioning. You're being psychotic. Let me in so we can talk like adults. I kept the chain on. You already talked. To everyone but me. That was your version of adult communication. She glanced past me, saw the neatly stacked boxes. My stuff? You packed my stuff? I live here. Nope. You stayed here. You're not on the lease. Never were. You can't just kick someone out because of a miscommunication. It wasn't a miscommunication. It was an announcement. And you made it. Cue the tears. She went soft. I was just overwhelmed. The wedding. My mom. Derek. There it was. The name slipped out too fast. Derek? Her mouth snapped shut. I meant everything. The whole situation. But I already knew. Derek was the ex. The one who would be at the wedding. The one her sister still invited because they stayed friends. I'd never met him, but he was tall, outdoorsy, had a sleeve tattoo and an acoustic guitar. The kind of guy who could show up to brunch in a hoodie and still get everyone's attention. Now I got it. She wanted to look available. Free. Unattached. In case he asked? And if he didn't? Well, she'd reconnect with me Sunday and act like the break was just temporary. Classic breadcrumb strategy. Your stuff's inside the door, I told her. You can take it tonight, or I'll drop it off at your parents' place tomorrow. I can't believe this. Believe it. She stomped away, screeching into her phone. 2 minutes later, a car door slammed and her sister's voice rang out. What the hell is going on? He changed the locks. Why? Because I told people we were on a break. And now he says we're broken up. He's acting crazy. I watched from the window as her sister tried to reason with her. She cried. Ranted. Cursed. But eventually, after 3 trips back and forth to the car, they drove off with every single box. I locked the door. Sat on my pillow-free couch. Ordered pizza. Watched a movie with actual legroom for once. Best Saturday night I'd had in months. Then Sunday morning happened. And my phone exploded. Sunday, 8:04 a.m. I turned on my phone. 38 messages. Half from her. Half from her people. First one. You seriously changed the locks while I was helping my sister with her wedding? That's sick. Another. We said a break, not break up. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Then. I'm coming back today. We're talking about this like adults. You can't just ghost me and pretend I didn't live there for over a year. And then, the best one. My therapist is going to hear about this. I can't believe you're trying to gaslight me into thinking I'm homeless. Oh, but it didn't stop there. Her mom chimed in. My daughter called me crying. I raised her better than to be treated like garbage and thrown out with no warning. Her dad. We need to have a talk, son. Son. I love when someone uses a fake paternal tone when they've never spoken to me directly before. Her best friend. Kicking her out because she needed a little space? Real mature. Grow up. Her cousin. You're trash. She dodged a bullet. But the one that really got me? Her sister, the bride. I have a wedding in 6 days. Can you please just chill until after that? I already printed the programs. You're listed as her +1 and a groomsman escort. I have to redo the seating chart now because of you. Oh, sorry. Let me just put my dignity on pause so your Canva file doesn't get disrupted. I replied to her mom. Politely. She told me, while I was at a business conference, that she'd already told everyone we were taking a break. No warning. No discussion. I simply made it official. Her mom didn't back down. She was stressed. She didn't mean it like that. Then she shouldn't have said it like that. And then, around noon, a knock at my door. Checked the Ring camera. Her. And her mom. Looking like they were about to serve subpoenas or hand me a plate of fresh-baked guilt. Did I open the door? Hell no. Her mom shouted through the wood. You can't just lock someone out of their own home. She's paid bills. That makes her a tenant. Nah. I double-checked. Venmoing me $40 for electric doesn't make you a tenant. No lease equals no rights. She was a guest who I told to leave. Now she's a former guest. 10 minutes of door pounding later they left. At 2 p.m. She texted me from a new number. I'm coming to get the rest of my stuff at 4. Be there. Me. You got everything last night. Her. No. You forgot my jewelry box, Northwestern sweatshirt, vitamins, and my hair straightener. Fine. They were all in a bag by the door at 3:30. I gave her 15 minutes. After that, I'm donating it. She flipped. You can't donate my stuff! I texted back. 3:30, 15 minutes. Tick-tock. At exactly 3:28, she showed up. With backup. Her sister. Her mom. Her best friend. Full. Intervention energy. They marched in like they were filming an episode of Girlfriends in Crisis. Her mom. Can we please talk about this rationally? Me. She's got 15 minutes to get her stuff. That's all. Her best friend. You're being such a jerk. She made one mistake. Cool. 12 minutes left. Her sister tried the guilt trip. My wedding is in 6 days. Please just pause the drama. She paused the relationship. I ended it. But you're in the program. You're supposed to walk with Taylor. I was her plus one. Not anymore. Her eyes went wide. You're ruining my wedding. I'm not showing up to an event where the narrative is that we're working things out. We're not. That hit hard. But not as hard as what happened next. Because after they left, I got a Facebook message. From a guy I didn't expect. Hey man. This is Derek. Yeah. That Derek. Derek. The ex she was. Totally over. The one she didn't want to look. Desperate. Around. The reason she told the whole wedding guest list we were on a break. That Derek messaged me. Hey man, I don't know if you remember me. I dated your ex a few years back. We need to talk. Weirdest DM I've ever gotten. I accepted. Yeah, I remember. What's up? Look, this is super awkward, but she spent pretty much the entire wedding reception following me around. I stared at the message. She told everyone you guys were working through things. But then she kept telling me she made a mistake leaving me. Said she still thought about what could have been. All that. I blinked. Wait. She said we were working through things? Like currently? Yup. Said you just needed space to process. But the vibe was off, man. She was touching my arm, reminiscing, saying stuff like I wonder what our lives would have been like if we'd stayed together. I was already cringing. Dude. She cornered my fiancée in the bathroom. Told her she never really got over me and probably should have married me instead. I read that line 3 times. She didn't just test the waters, she dove in headfirst during her own sister's wedding. Fiancé came out crying. We almost left. The bride apologized like 50 times. It was a whole thing. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I replied. Not your fault. But thought you should know what she was saying. I figured you were broken up, but the way she was spinning it, man, it was messy. Yeah. I said. I made it official. The break? That was news to me. But I went with it. Permanently. Good call. I blocked her. She's a lot. That was putting it gently. Because Monday? Her mom called. Voicemail. Tight voice. My daughter had a breakdown at the wedding. Couldn't even enjoy her sister's special day. You knew her ex would be there and broke up with her right before just to hurt her. That's emotional abuse. You know. Totally normal to call someone abusive because they respected the break your daughter made up and then watched her spend the wedding throwing herself at her ex. Then a text from her best friend. She cried the entire night. The whole reception was a mess. Her sister is furious. Hope you're happy. I replied. Interesting. Derek messaged me. Said she harassed him and his fiancée the entire evening. Told his fiancée she never got over him. Radio silence. Still think I ruined the wedding? No answer. By Tuesday afternoon, I had a Ring doorbell installed. $99. Best investment I've made. Because that night, right around dusk, she showed up. Alone. Through the peephole, puffy eyes, no makeup, hoodie, holding one of the candles she left behind like it was a peace offering. Knock knock. Nathan? Please. Just 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. I stayed silent. Fine. You want to know why I said we were on a break? I'll tell you. Derek was going to be at the wedding. And I didn't want it to be weird. I didn't want him to think I moved on too fast. So, you told everyone you weren't with anyone. Just for optics. Just for one weekend. That's all. Still silent. But I made the right choice, okay? I want you. Not him. He's boring. He's smug. His fiancée is fake. I just had to be sure. And now I am. Oh. Great. She needed a field trip to her past to decide I was the better option. Like a clearance item, she was thinking of returning until the other store was out of stock. I love you. Please. Just let me in so we can talk. I watched through the camera. Not moving. Not responding. She left. An hour later, another text from an unknown number. Fine. You're right. I wanted to see if there was still something there. But there's not. I love you. You're the one I want. Nice try. I blocked the number. Then I got tagged in a post. And suddenly, Her whole story went public. Friday, 4:12 p.m. Notification from Facebook. You were tagged in a post. I opened it. My ex, looking like she just stepped out of a sad girl Pinterest board, had written a public essay. Caption. Sometimes you love someone with everything you have and they throw it away over nothing. I asked for space to handle family stress. He locked me out. Changed the locks. Blocked me. I spent my sister's wedding heartbroken while he celebrated his freedom. Please respect my privacy during this painful time. The comments? Mixed. Some were classic friend group fluff. You deserve better. If he can't handle a woman under pressure, he's not a man. You were always too good for him. But then came the outsiders. Didn't you say you announced a break without telling him first? Wait, didn't you corner your ex at the wedding? Girl, sounds like you got dumped and now you're trying to spin it. And then, boom, a comment from Derek's fiancée. Interesting version of events. Very different from what actually happened at the wedding. That one got liked 218 times in 40 minutes. The post? Deleted an hour later. But it didn't stop. Her best friend texted me that night. She's not doing well. She's talking about hurting herself. This is on you. No. Me. If she's talking about self-harm, call 911 or take her to a hospital. I'm not qualified for that. And I'm not responsible for her mental health. Wow. Cold. No. Clear. There are professionals for this. I'm not one of them. And I'm not the one who lied to everyone. Next morning, I woke to the sound of my front door rattling. Checked the ring. It was her. She was trying a key. An old one. She had kept a backup. Probably made it months ago. Just in case. It didn't work, I'd had the locks changed again. But she kept trying. I called the non-emergency police line. Hi, yeah, my ex-girlfriend is attempting to enter my apartment with an unauthorized key. She's not on the lease. I have video footage. They sent someone. The cops showed up mid-jiggle. Ma'am, what are you doing? This is my home. Are you on the lease? No. But I've lived here. If you're not on the lease, and the occupant changed the locks and has told you to leave, this is attempted breaking and entering. She started crying. Not soft tears, full performance mode. Backup was called. They warned her, come back again, and you'll be arrested for trespassing. She left. An hour later, I got a text from another unknown number. I hope you're happy. The cops threatened to arrest me. All because I wanted to talk. Me. You tried to break into my apartment. That's not talking. That's a felony. Do not contact me again. Her. You can't do this. I live there. Me. No. You stayed here. You were a guest. You overstayed. Now you're done. Stop contacting me or I'm filing a restraining order. Block the new number. By Sunday? I did exactly that. Monday morning, 9:07 a.m., courthouse. I filed for a restraining order. The clerk barely blinked when I explained. She tried to break in using an old key? Yes. You've got ring footage, police reports, texts? All of it. All right. You're good. The hearing was scheduled for Thursday. I walked out with a stack of paperwork and a calm I hadn't felt in weeks. But the universe wasn't done. That afternoon, I got a certified letter from a law office. Well, it looked like a law office. But it was really just a Gmail account dressed in Times New Roman. Inside? She was suing me. For what? Illegal eviction, $12,000. Emotional distress, $3,500. Property damages, $2,800. A written apology, seriously. I laughed so hard I choked on my coffee. Called my buddy Josh, a real lawyer. She's not on the lease? Nope. Didn't pay rent directly? Nope. Utilities went through me. Then she's got no case. That's intimidation via stationery. Should I respond? Nah. But you should keep every message. And definitely go through with the restraining order. Thursday came fast. She showed up to court with her mom and a different lawyer. Not the Gmail guy. This one had actual sleeves and a folder. We sat on opposite benches. I handed the judge. Ring footage of her sitting outside my door for 2 hours. Video of her trying to use an old key. Police reports from both visits. Screenshots of texts after I asked for no contact. The judge barely looked at her when he spoke. Ma'am, did you sit outside his apartment after he asked you to leave? I was trying to talk to him. That's not the question. Did you? Yes. Did you attempt to enter his residence using a key he hadn't provided? Yes, but... Were you on the lease? No. Then it wasn't your residence. Her lawyer tried to pivot. Your Honor, the emotional toll of this separation has deeply impacted my client. She feels manipulated, discarded. The judge didn't even flinch. Emotions do not override property law. This is a restraining order hearing, not a relationship therapy session. He granted the order. No contact. No third-party contact. Stay 500 feet away. 1 year minimum. She gasped. Her mom screamed at me in the hallway. You're ruining her life. She can't even get coffee in this part of town anymore because of you. The bailiff escorted them out. That night I got a call. From Derek's fiancée. Somehow, she'd gotten my number. Hey. I just wanted to say thank you. For what? For warning Derek. After the wedding, she kept messaging him through mutual friends. Showed up at his gym. We filed a restraining order yesterday. 2 restraining orders. 1 city. My ex wasn't even allowed within a mile of half the people she'd harassed. She's not well, Derek's fiancé said. But you gave us a heads up. It helped us get ahead of it. We're grateful. I hung up feeling strange. Not triumphant. Not sad. Just free. Her Facebook? Gone. Her business? Toast. Her sister? Not speaking to her. Her friends? Mostly dropped her. Her job? Lost it after too many mental health days. The girl who once mocked me for being emotionally unavailable had become completely radioactive. And me? I got my couch back. My quiet. And 2 weeks later, a second date with someone new. 2 weeks later, I was sitting across from Emily, sipping coffee under string lights on a patio that didn't reek of drama or lavender candles. She was calm, funny, sharp. A physical therapist with her own practice. Lived alone. Drove a sensible car. Carried 0 emotional landmines in her purse. It felt normal. In the best way. Somewhere between our second and third laugh about bad first dates, she tilted her head. So, you mentioned your last relationship ended kind of publicly? I smiled. Sipped. Yeah. My ex told everyone we were on a break, to look single at her sister's wedding. I made it permanent. Emily blinked. Wait. She pre-announced the break to everyone, then expected you to just play along? Yep. While I was at a work conference. And then? She showed up at my door, furious that I believed her. She actually snorted. Let me guess. She wanted her ex to see her available just in case, but wanted to keep you warm on the back burner? I just nodded. Wow, she said, sitting back. And you didn't cave? Nope. Changed the locks. Packed her things. Filed the paperwork. Emily tapped the side of her cup with one finger. Good. That takes spine. A lot of guys wouldn't have the guts to call it. I smiled again. It was small. Honest. Life was quiet now. Peaceful. My apartment no longer smelled like eucalyptus anxiety. I'd reclaimed my weekends, my Spotify queue, and my damn couch. The fallout? It all settled. My ex moved back in with her parents, burned every bridge from Seattle to Sarasota. Her social circle disintegrated. Her family, after multiple screaming matches and a restraining order, backed off. Even her own dad, who once tried to guilt me over the breakup, emailed me 2 weeks later with a subject line that read, "You were right." Inside, just 2 words. I'm sorry. As for me? I got a raise. Closed the deal that brought me to the conference in the first place. I started sleeping through the night again. Actually watched movies without being asked to. Turn it down. Or light a candle. I kept 1 box of hers in the closet. Not because I missed her. Because it had the ring footage, the police reports, the printed texts, all the receipts. Every once in a while, I'd get a random number text something like, "I miss us. I forgive you now. I'm in therapy. Let's talk." I never replied. Not out of cruelty, but because, for once, the silence was mine. Chosen. Controlled. Not used as a punishment, or a tactic. Just peace. She wanted to appear single. So I made her actually single. And somewhere, far from my door, my couch, and my life, she's probably still telling someone how I ruined her wedding, her relationship, and her Instagram following. But I didn't. I just took her seriously. She played stupid games. She won the exact prize she asked for. No more, no less.